Well, our next guest is well known for her fictional work over the course of 2 decades, becoming a New York Times and USA Today best-selling author. Recently, she turned her attention to perhaps a greater calling. Kimberly Lawson Roby's new book is this: The Woman God Created You to Be, finding success through faith, spirituality, personally and professionally. We are pleased to welcome Kimberly back to the Morning Blend. Good morning to you, Kimberly. Good to see you.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm doing great. Thanks for being here. I think this is just a beautiful story of the fact that you wrote, 27 fictional novels and then decided, hey, I'm going to switch this over. I'm going to go nonfiction. And you were scared to do it.
I really was. This was not something that I ever planned on. I certainly didn't even imagine it. And I think it was because I was afraid that I wouldn't be able to do it. And if I could do it, I didn't think I could do it well because I've written so much fiction. But this was something that I know for sure that was a calling on my life because I woke up with it. I thought about it throughout the day and I went to bed with it. And I did that every single day for months. And so I finally made the decision to write the last book of my contract. And last year I wrote The Woman God Created You to Be. And then I even took it a step further. And as much as I was planning to submit it to my publisher, I informed my editor. She knew that I was writing that particular book. I decided to self-publish it.
I think that's incredible. I'm so excited for you to share that journey and proud that you did that, because I always think, writing in nonfiction is so vulnerable. You're really talking about something so personal in many ways. And so
Yes.
that would seem very different than writing fiction to me.
And it is. So I was very transparent in every single chapter. What I ended up doing was sharing my own personal experiences, some of the things that I did well, but many of the things that I could have done better, parts of my life where I could have improved upon, and maybe I could have treated someone better. And maybe I made some mistakes that I wish that I hadn't have made. But I realized that being transparent, that's what it was going to take for me to really truly help women. And so what I've done at the end of each chapter is talked about what I had to do to become better, and hopefully that these particular pieces of advice will inspire women everywhere to do better in their own situations.
Well, I love that you say that, because I think most of us would think if you're able to write a book, you've got it all figured out, right? And so the fact that you're saying, no, these are moments that I realized I wasn't walking fully in my own purpose, and I had to come to those moments. How did you know that you weren't fully, walking in that purpose for yourself? And what did it take for you to get there?
Yes. So over the last few years, I knew that I have always loved writing, and I loved going around doing speaking engagements and talking with women nationwide. But over those last few years, I was miserable, and I was writing books because more than anything, I had a contract that I had to fulfill. And of course, I have my readers that I love, and they have been loyal to me, and they have supported me for more than 2 decades. And so I felt the pressure to keep writing, but I wasn't happy. That's when I realized it wasn't that I no longer loved writing. It was just that I wasn't as enthused about creating characters and storylines. And so if you are unhappy, you're waking up every day and you don't love what you're doing and it starts to feel like a task, that's when you know you're not fully walking in your purpose. And so now this whole nonfiction book that I was afraid to write, that I was terrified about, it ended up being my most enjoyable writing journey of all of my 28 books.
I love hearing that. I love that you address things like divorce, finding your true soulmate, anxiety, self-care, the loss of your mom, finding
Mhm.
strength, comfort, and peace, and obviously your journey of all that through your faith. And that's what you really want women to know who read this, right? Is that this is about being the best you spiritually 7 days a week, and also the best personal you say mentally, emotionally, physically, and the best professional you address as well, without jeopardizing your faith. So
Yes.
if there's one takeaway for women to pick up this book, what would you like to say to them?
I would love for them to know that the reason I've separated the book into 3 sections is because in order to be the best woman you can be, in order to be the woman God created you to be, so that you can go on and help and serve others, you need to make sure that, first of all, your spiritual life is intact, then your personal life, and then your professional life in that order. Because for us to fulfill our purpose, we have to work on ourselves in every single area of our lives.
I love it. I'm excited to let people get their hands on it. So thanks for joining us this morning.
Thank you so much, Tiffany. I appreciate it.
Yeah, I appreciate it, Kimberla. Here's the information. You can get a copy of Kimberla's book. It's at kimroby.com. It's also on Amazon as well. It's The Woman God Created You to Be.